Hey, if you're new around here, my name is Isaiah, and I'm in the midst of a cross-country walk. If you're old around here, you'll know that I have not posted for a little bit. I am actually home, at my home in Provo at the moment. The walk was most recently in Kansas, but then I received word that a friend of mine had been killed in a tragic accident involving a drunk driver. So I took a train and 3 buses home from Kansas to Provo so that I could attend his funeral. That was a couple weeks ago. The only reason I haven't resumed walking in Kansas is because my little brother is getting married next month. So rather than incur the cost of returning to Kansas and then coming back to Provo for the wedding, I'm just gonna stay here. It's almost Christmas, so I'll be home for Christmas, and then his wedding is January 12th, after which I'll return and resume walking. So since I had rented out my entire house, anticipating being gone for about a year, I am sleeping in my garage, and yes, it is cold. Seeing as it is December 16th. The garage has no source of heat. This is a step up from what I'm used to say the least. I have a bed and multiple blankets, and I can hang out in the living room of my heated home when I'm not sleeping. Anyway, in this video, I'm starting in day 64. I'm in the western portion of Washington, approaching the Olympic Peninsula, which is quite exciting, reaching the western terminus of my journey. Enjoy. Welcome. There's train tracks right there. This morning I was over there having a quick pee and a train went by. Passenger train. Let's try and get another 20 odd miles in today. Let's go. To say, well, I think I found your problem, because pretty much the whole thing's gone, but I know that's not that funny. I want to show you guys a little song I've been composing. It goes like this. My legs hurt and I want to lie down, but I have to find somewhere to sleep. Here's a list of all the things that hurt. My right knee, my left shin, my left arch of my foot, my right arch of my foot, my big toe on my left foot, my 4th and my 5th toe on my right foot, and pretty much everything else too. It's not polished yet, but it's got potential. People use it as a dumping ground. Which I'm going to take means they don't care about it very much, so they don't mind if I sleep here. I'm going to go into this little nook right here. A little damp this morning. It did not call for rain in the forecast last night, but last night did not know that. So I woke up at like 5 because I was being rained on. Pretty much everything's wet, and thanks to the Pacific Northwest for never having any sun. So everything is staying wet, which is kind of cool. Are supposed to be friendly, so let's see if they mind me camping on or near their property. Brett the water guy. He works for, water utility systems. That's Brett the water guy is what he called himself. Well, it's what he told me to call him in the post I'm gonna make about him on Instagram. I post about most of the people I meet. I had a gentleman, probably the one driving this car, right there. So I tried to put on my churchiest voice, pep, alert, clearly has something going on in his head. As he goes, hello? I'm like, hey, good morning, how you doing? It's like, good. I was like, almost time for church? He's like, no, we got a little bit. I was like, oh, good, because I was still feeling a tidbit sleepy. So I think that helped. I was thinking about it. I used to read these books. It sounds silly, but I used to love the descriptions of like the adventures that they would go on in the various books, and they'd always be walking around in the woods and fending for themselves, and it always just sounded so alive. That's sort of what I feel like. I don't know what I'm saying. As a general rule, I spend most of my nights not with a firm destination in mind, but I walk until it's about quitting time. I sort of open Google Maps and just pinch around and try to find a place that's tucked out of the way and on something that looks like it's probably government property. Just playing the statistical game of keeping myself safe. I'm pretty sure this is owned by the Washington Department of Transportation. And then over here, they've got this old road. You can see the gravel road behind these giant concrete things. To me, giant concrete things means roads not used anymore very often. Old concrete things. You can see here's another old road. Leads to that like lake looking thing over there. Clearly hasn't been used in a really long time, what with the tree growing in it. And then as we round the corner over here, you gotta sleep somewhere. I feel like if I'm on government property, the worst that's gonna happen is they're gonna dispatch some police officer who doesn't actually really care that much. At the end of the day, what it would honestly mostly be is kind of like an interesting story. So I'll chill here a little until it gets a little darker. And if anybody comes and finds me and is like, hey, not here, then I'll go somewhere not here. Today I'm hoping to get to Aberdeen, and then tomorrow I'm going to catch a bus, I think, to the Seattle-Tacoma airport, fly to California for a couple days, and then resume the walk post-haste. Sure why I bothered bringing any supplies. I found everything I could ever need on the road. I'm innocent. That was a narrow bridge. No shoulder. Aberdeen. I reached out to the local leader of the church here, asked him if he knew anyone who would be willing to let me stow my cart here for my side quest to California. And he's like, yeah, I'll check. And then he goes, how about my house? And he said he lives right by the church, but I'm not sure which house right by the church it is, so I'm just waiting for him to text me back.